my undergrad was in graphic design, and that was wonderful. It was a great way to make a living for a single mother, because people, when I graduated, people were really beginning to understand how important the media was, and that printed material was vital to the success of their businesses and projects and events. And so there was work, and I was really grateful. But I also had this urge to go sort of off the grid and do my own art. And so I started making my own art and doing a little bit of writing, and started submitting. And I was getting these responses from my submissions saying, artwork well done, but trying so hard to be ethnic. And I was like, what? I am ethnic. I'm Appalachian. And I think people were seeing that as unsincere, that I was just trying too hard, because, you might do something that was a multimedia piece that also included a doily, because doilies are Appalachia, So you want to sometimes bring that handcraft into the fine art world. And at that time, when I was doing this, it was not hip to be Appalachian. And I will say that it was not hip. And so I was getting these rejections that said, well-founded, well-conceived, but we're seeing a lot of cliche and ethnicity in here that seems, pushed or pressed. And I was scratching my head, and I thought, I don't have to listen to this, do I? I mean, can't I create an art exhibit myself and just give all of us here a chance? Because I was talking to other women who are having similar difficulties in getting their work taken seriously. And so I just got this idea that I would do an art show myself. And it was just meant to be a one-year thing. And I went to Ohio University. I had met a woman named Winsome Chunu, who was then the assistant director for the Multicultural Center. She has since become the director. And this was in 2009, and said, hey, I've got this great idea, because, Appalachians are minoritized. And I guess that wasn't even a word being used then. But they are looked down on. And I said, I've got this idea for an art show and a spoken word event, and I'd like to pitch this to you at the Multicultural Center as Appalachians being a repressed group of individuals. And so she said, well, okay, give me a proposal and I'll see what I can do. And she accepted it. And I'm sure, I don't want to speak for her, but I'm sure in her mind she thought, as I did, this is a one-time thing. We're going to go all out and we're going to do this exhibit. And so I chose 5 women, local women, to exhibit their work. And there were 4 local poets who read their work during that first time of exhibit and performance. And I received so many emails and so many accolades from people saying, you have to do this again, you have to do this again. And I thought, well, sure, why not? And so we did. And now it's 10 years later, and we've had over 12 states involved in this project, people submitting their work, word's getting out. We've had national blogs and statewide attention. And it's all because of this sisterhood that has developed, wrapped around showing the bright side, the wonderful side, the astounding side of Appalachians, and in particular this project, women, that we are not without teeth, we are not underground, we are not necessarily underfed, although some of us are, and that's horribly unfortunate and should not be happening in this day and age, that we are educated and that we are honorable and that we love our families and we love our country, and we are not that stereotype. We are not the women you look down on, but we are, I would argue, very, very different. And I think that through fine art and spoken word, we are non-confrontational activists standing up for ourselves and showing that we are far above and beyond the stereotype you have created for us.